at lovedreamingpeach.com.
Hello, my lovely peaches. Happy Sunday. Sunday, December 29th, 2024, 9:47 p.m. Hi, how are you? So, all day I was thinking about making this video, and I just kept, procrastinating, putting it off. I don't know, I wasn't really in the mood, I guess, or whatever. But I'm not really in the mood, so I'm going to make it quick, because I just had a couple of thoughts that I wanted to share anyway. I didn't really want to make, a big old long thing. Although, once I start talking, I usually get rolling, and then I end up having more to say. Anyway, so this is about Luigi Mangione, and also I wanted to say something about Justin Baldoni. So it's Mangione and Baldoni, although, separate topics. So first thing I wanted to say about Mangione, Luigi Mangione, who is allegedly the person who may have chosen violence to make a statement or something, if that's the motive, about the healthcare system. We're assuming that that's what the motive was, if it was even him. And so anyway, today there was a clip of his lawyer, Karen, Luigi Mangione's lawyer.
Karen Friedman Agnifilo, according to NPR. And at Mangione's state court arraignment earlier this week, his defense lawyer, Karen Friedman Agnifilo, told a judge that her client is innocent until proven guilty, but that, in the meantime, he's being treated like, quote, political fodder.
So, many people have taken the stance, what he did was wrong. Violence is never the answer. But they can understand why he did what he did, if why he did it what he did is because of the fact that Brian Thompson was the CEO of a company that denied 32% of their insurance claims, which inevitably means many people didn't make it because they were denied health care. And many people drowned, suffered with financial crisis on top of their medical crisis, possibly losing lives, losing loved ones, and then on top of it, dying in medical financial bills. So I saw this clip of Karen, I don't know if it's Agnifilo or Agnifalo. No, I think it's Agnifilo. And she was speaking about him, and it made me think of our military system, which literally trains people to become soldiers, aka to be KILLERSs, to do that if and when the government decides and determines y'all gotta go KILL these people over here, or you gotta go over here and protect these resources, or protect this military base, or protect this particular location, and you may be at risk of being KILL'd, and you may have to KIL other people. It's okay, because that's what we need you to do, and we're training you. We are training you to do that. We're training you to be desensitized enough so that you could literally KIL other people, other human beings who are probably innocent. Yes, sometimes they're soldiers, but just like we've got 18, 19, 20, 21-year-old kids out there being trained to be KILLers, there's other people on the other side who also have these teenagers, these young adults who are being trained, and they have their political party's interest or whatever it is. They're also people who have their own perspective. So ultimately, we live in a society where millions of people are trained to KILL other people and potentially themselves have that happen to them or be maimed or to be injured or all kinds of psychological issues, PTSD, all kinds of things that they go through. Then they come back and they're not even taken care of by that same government who lied and told them they were going to. Then when they have health problems, mental health, physical health, emotional health, all kinds of stuff, they don't get the help that they need. But then because so the point is, it's wrong to KILL. And we all can agree on that. But yet the government can train millions of folks to do that for their own bidding, which I think is wrong. I'm against that, okay? But then again, I do also understand, like, we have to have a protective force. So it does become confusing. And then, of course, we don't want people walking around and just taking it upon themselves to do it. But then at the same time, we live in a country where people constantly fight about what they think is their right to bear arms. And then we also live in a society where every day, almost every week, you hear about more children being the victims of another school, SHOOTING. And like I heard another person say, you don't know those people's faces. You don't see them paraded around. It's just like, psh, psh. And then I saw a video of a mom talking to her kid. The kid was not in the video, but you could hear the kid talking about how they're being trained about school shootings. And it's so normalized that they should expect that somebody would walk in, somebody, maybe one of their classmates, walk in and do that. And then people are outraged, but who's outraged? Who's outraged that Luigi did this? Like, the whole thing, if allegedly, or whoever it was. Do I think that it was him? Could be. Do I think that it could also have not been him? Yes. When they supposedly found him with all the stuff on him, I was like, that just doesn't seem real. That just seems so not true. Why would he still have all that stuff on him? That just doesn't make any sense to me. But, we'll see how things play out, I guess. But I really wanted to point out the hypocritical nature of how the government will train millions of people to do their bidding in ways, whether or not it's good, which is usually not. And then, it's just a screwed up society where the cognitive dissonance that's required to try to live here and like not have your brain cracking, it's really hard. So now I've already talked for the 8 minutes on. I thought I wanted to say something about Justin Baldoni. He is countersuing. I am very glad about that. Again, I am not 100% like, oh, he's definitely the victim and she's the perpetrator. But that's where I'm leaning. So, as I've said again and again, I'm open to hearing both sides to see the evidence. And, if it actually does go to a trial like Johnny Depp, then I'll watch it. And if it's televised, and I will allow the evidence to reveal the truth. But at the moment, my bias is leaning towards that bitch is lying, and I don't believe her, and I think she's vindictive, and I personally think that she had a thing for him and he rejected her, and so she's vindictively like, oh, okay, bitch, well, this is how it's going to go down. Or, his genuinely being a good person who cares about stuff might have rubbed her the wrong way, because she's a bitch who'll get married at a plantation and will romanticize a time when people were enslaved, and she's like obviously a bitch. Like, it's obvious that anybody who's ever watched her can tell that that's the truth. So I tend to not believe her when he seems obviously a really good guy. That's what I'm getting. he's a good guy that one person is trying to destroy and other people are getting on the bandwagon of, yeah, let's destroy this guy because he's hot, he's sexy, and fuck him, he must be. He was born in 1984. Oh my god, he is so young. He is younger than my baby brother. Okay, so apparently, let's see, he is, I don't know, this thing says his mother is Ashkenazi Jewish, his father is Italian ancestry, his family are members of the Baha'i faith, an American born in LA, raised in Oregon, Medford, Oregon. His paternal grandfather is Louis Baldoni, a former Indiana state senator, an Italian immigrant. He's 40 years old. So, I always thought he was a little bit more spicy. But anyway, so, as I was saying, I feel like a lot of people are quick to believe the blonde, blue-eyed crocodile tears. According to Google, Blake Lively's eyes are bright blue-green with a warm, sparkling quality. Cringe. Okay, Justin Baldoni's lawyer says the truth about Blake Lively's legal complaint will expose those who believe themselves untouchable. Let's see, I'll read a little bit about this article. Okay. This is not a response or a countersuit. It's a deliberate pursuit of truth. Attorney Brian Friedman exclusively tells people of Baldoni's forthcoming lawsuit, which follows Lively's explosive complaint accusing Baldoni, 40, of SA on the set of It Ends With Us and a subsequent retaliatory smear campaign, which I believe will be exposed as false, but I could be wrong. We'll find out. Friedman, a veteran Hollywood lawyer, also says that Baldoni's filing will expose falsities in Lively's complaint, specifically a series of private text messages that allegedly show Baldoni texting and emailing with PR executive Jennifer Abel and crisis management expert Melissa Nathan as they planned what Lively, 37, alleges was a smear campaign orchestrated to destroy her reputation. Quote, this lawsuit will uncover and expose the false and destructive narrative that was intentionally engineered by a trusted media publication who relied upon nefarious sources and neglected a thorough fact-checking process to confirm the validity of these texts, Friedman told People. Quote, there is an insurmountable collection of authentic evidence, including timelines and communications. Timelines, screenshots, receipts, fucking everything. And communications which have not been doctored or spliced without context. Unlike the altered New York Times story that ran on Saturday, December 21st, 2024, he continued in the written statement. The article Friedman is referring to, titled, quote, we can bury anyone inside a Hollywood smear machine, broke the news of Lively's complaint the day she filed it in California, bitch, on a Friday on a fucking Christmas weekend. Quote, in over 3 decades of legal practice, I've never witnessed such unethical behavior fueled by those who abuse their power and manipulate the truth, Friedman adds. This isn't an isolated case. It's a recurring pattern in Hollywood and the mainstream media where careers and reputations are destroyed to maintain control. Quote, legacy media has long weaponized their platform to distort the truth, exploit vulnerabilities, and destroy lives without accountability. These lawsuits will confront this system head-on, ensuring that no individual or entity, no matter how influential, Ryan Reynolds, can continue perpetrating this cycle of fear and destruction. The truth will not only come to light, it will dismantle the illusions propped up by those who believe themselves untouchable. And there's a glimpse of the bitch. Her, I can't stand this bitch. And him, who I really hope that it turns out that he is the nice guy that he has seemed to be. I really do believe that she's trying to smear him, and that, you know, her and Ryan Reynolds tried to take over the movie. They tried to rewrite the movie, even though it was his movie. And I think that she, like, people are like, oh, none of the team wanted to, you know, go on the junctions with her, go with him, you know, promote the movie with him. And from what it's saying here, it appears that actually Blake Lively's PR team, led by her publicist Leslie Sloan, that they planted stories to paint the actor in a bad light and led a smear campaign against him, not the other way around. So, you know, maybe a little bit too quick to not believe her, a little too quick to believe him. But I definitely feel this is Amber Heard 2.0. And, you know, her and her husband are very wealthy, very powerful. And I guess I've already known Justin Baldoni because I really liked Jane the Virgin. And I did watch his podcast like once or twice. And I just thought he seemed like a great guy. And it's possible, I've already said this before, that people are just the complete opposite of who they act like they are. But in this case, my instinct is telling me she's the liar. She's the one who's out to smear someone. She's the one who's out to ruin a man's entire career. Like, if what she's saying is not true, she is literally trying to destroy this man's entire life, his ability to ever get work again, his reputation, his financial situation, maybe even his marriage, maybe even his family life. Like, literally, she wants to destroy everything. And that's a lot to accuse somebody of, that, you know, she would go to these lengths out of vengeance, vindictiveness, narcissism. But, you know, I do lean towards believing that she's lying. And I'm willing to see, like, you know, I think that he's innocent until proven actually guilty. And I think that she's already guilty of obviously being someone of bad character. She has shown again and again, through her choices, through the things that she promotes, through her interviews, through the way that she treats people, like on camera, it's obvious that she's a bad person. It's obvious that she is not someone who should be trusted. So in my mind, she has to prove what she's saying is true. And he has every right to be considered innocent until it's proven that what she's saying against him. Like, so many people are so quick to jump to, oh, he's obviously guilty. He's obviously a perv. He's obviously this despicable person. Cancel him, you know, throw him away. And she's obviously the victim. Why is she obviously anything but a fucking total wench who is probably trying to destroy an innocent man because he probably rejected her or some shit. I have a feeling that she can't stand him because he's a good guy and she's a terrible person. And usually, people who are terrible people and also powerful and narcissists, they like to destroy people who are truly, truly good. So we'll see. I could be all wrong. And I'll bang the gong of being wrong, because I just care about truth and justice. So justice for Justin, if that's the case. Or, you know, are these lively lies, or true? Is it true? We'll see. Those are my thoughts. Okay, see you. Bye.
13, if you guys think that they deserve that. Another thing is, when you see what happened to JC, he was accused of raping a 13-year-old. Nothing really happened to him. He didn't lose any jobs over it. He went to the Lion King premiere on the red carpet, and that's it. We didn't know what's going to happen in court, but he's not been judged beforehand. And why is that? Because he's so powerful, because he's JC. He's married to Beyonce. I think if there's anything we should learn from this, is not to jump on a train too quickly. So many people jumped on the Blake Lively hate train, and now so many people are jumping on the other train. Just don't jump on a train yet, because there's other people involved here.
Exactly. And in case you weren't sure, that's Kijersti Fla. I'm not sure how you say her name exactly, but she is the journalist who had interviewed Blake Lively for that movie where Blake Lively was a total biatch. And then she had shared the video on her own channel, and now she's being dragged into this because they're claiming she was part of the smear campaign. And she's like, look, girl, I just posted a video to show celebrities bad behavior, and it just so happened. Now I'm getting caught up in all this, but I think what she said was so crucial and important. Yeah, you see how one guy could be accused of R-ing a 13-year-old, but he's like in the clear, and people are like, prove it. And then this bitch over here has said a few things about him, and everybody's ready to just drag him through the mud and throw him in the garbage. Like, give the man a chance to prove if it's true or not. Anyways.